Hi guys, it's Sherry. Today we're going to be playing around with some leaves, and you're going to want to pick leaves that have a lot of really nice veins. So these are mint leaves, and mint leaves are perfect for this. But I also found this is a weed. This was just in my yard, and it has beautiful veins as well. So pick out a leaf that has nice veins. So like I said, mint leaves are perfect, but if you have leaves in your grass that look like this, that would work perfect as well. So the very first thing that we are going to do to get this started is we are going to take pink. This is like a shimmery pink, and I really don't know the name of it, unfortunately, because it was in my scrap pile, and that's why I chose to kind of use it up. So I'm just going to take pink and yellow, and I want to just do a regular old blend. Nothing fancy, and you do not need a lot because we're only making it for one leaf each. So just take your yellow and your pink, and I like to kind of put them on top of each other a little bit and then mush them down. And then I will take this and I am going to run this through my pasta machine until they are well blended. So basically take it, run it through your machine, fold it over, and then run it through your machine. And just keep doing that until they start blending together. And this is what you should get. So just a basic blend. I want to make sure that's nice and smooth. And this is rolled out to my second thickest setting. So now I'm just going to take this, and I got to decide, how do I exactly want to lay this out? Do I want to lay it like this? And I think that's how I'm going to do it because it just fits so perfect there. So I am just going to take my leaf and carefully lay it out, and I want to try to make sure no air or wrinkles get into this. So just carefully kind of push it out. Take your rolling pin and just very nicely, not too hard, because we don't want to press too much on it. We just want to get a nice roll on it. And then I'm going to take this, and then I'm going to start cutting my leaf out here. So I'm going to follow this, and then I'm going to add some extra like little points on here. So if there's a big space, like here, there's a big space, I want to add a little extra point. So I'm just going to add an extra slice in that. That's all you have to do. Okay. Now carefully lift this up, and look how beautiful that is. How gorgeous is that? Just kind of go over and check your piece, make sure everything is the way that you want it. Clean up your edges if you have any that you want to clean up. Like this one, I want to round off a little bit nicer. That is just so beautiful. Do you see how the mint leaves have all those veins? So we'll put that one off to the side for right now. And now we're going to do something a little bit different, and we are going to use the same pink, but this time we're going to use copper, and we're going to do the same type of thing. I'm just going to take a little bit of that. Let's roll out our copper. I'm going to roll this one out as well. Try to get them similar in size. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to run this through my pasta machine. Okay, and then you'll have this beautiful blend. So my first thing I want to do is I'm going to do this one slightly different. And I have this stamp here. I'm going to put this over, get my wax paper, and I'm just going to press on here so I get a nice little impression. And then I'm going to take my leaf, and we're going to try this one this time. And I'm going to go on an angle again because I really like the angle look. And same thing, carefully push it out. Try not to get no air. Okay, now we will lift this off. We have this gorgeous back on here. Look how beautiful that is with that stencil. And once again, we're just going to carefully start cutting away. Now this one has a lot more edging. So this one is going to take a little bit more a little bit longer, and we want to be careful because we really want to get all that detail if we can. So take your time and get all your edges, because that's what's really going to bring your leaf to life. There we go. And then carefully lift up your leaf. Oh my gosh, look how gorgeous that is. I really like that. I actually like that better than the mint leaf. Detail on that leaf is so beautiful. And then you have the back. I'm going to see if I could get that yellow off of there. There we go. So beautiful. So that's number 2. And then for our third one, and then I'm going to show you what details I'm going to put on some of these. We got purple and blue. And this one I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm going to take my purple and my blue. And this time I'm going to cut these right in half. Oops. And I want to add them like this. And you can see I'm not doing anything, you know, fancy with these, like making sure they're straight or perfect. I'm just adding them. Roll it out to make sure they're nice and stuck together. And then run this through your pasta machine the same exact way as you did the other 2. Okay, so this is what that looks like. And look how beautiful that is. That looks so pretty. And I'm actually going to use a smaller one this time. And I want to make sure I'm getting everything on this one. Okay, so now I'm going to use a stencil. And I put the leaf on first because I want that impression there. I'm actually going to go sideways. I'm going to kind of roll it over nicely, but not too hard. Just do it nicely. And I want to get some leaf. And I have this beautiful leaf here. So I am just going to take it and press on. Let's get that nice and pressed on there. Carefully lift. And look how beautiful. Okay. Place that back down. And once again, just start cutting your piece out. I want to kind of make sure it stays on the table here. And let's carefully lift this up. I'm afraid I put it in too deep. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. Oops. So look how beautiful that is. I'm going to take that one off. So clean up your edges. Make sure everything is nice and secure on there, because sometimes we get these little tiny ones and they just, you know, they're not going to stay on. So just get rid of those. If you feel like you want a couple more, add some. I'm very happy with that. Okay, so I just ended up purchasing these little, they're 2mm pointed back crystals, and I want to try these out and see how these will look on my piece. So I am actually going to do it on this one because I love how the purple and the blue look, and I thought it would look really cool to have a little bit of shine into it. So I got my wax tool here, and I'm just going to take it and just put a couple of these in. Yeah, beautiful. These are really pretty. And I'm only going to do one side because I really like the look of one side only being done. So that's what we got for that one. I actually want to trim this little section up. There we go. So once again, we have the back with the gold leaf, and then the front, we will have these beautiful little gems. This one, I want to put a little stencil on the back of this. So let me put this away so I don't lose my pieces here. I have a leaf silk screen. I'm just going to lay this down here. And you don't need a lot of paint because it's a small area. Okay. There we go. Ooh, that looks really cool. So make sure you rinse out your silk screen right away so it doesn't get ruined. And then any paint you have left over, just take off your squeegee and put it right back in your bottle if it is able to be opened like that, and save your paint. So we'll let that dry. And now this one, we have the beautiful design here, and I want to make sure that this design pops out a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to go completely out of the box of what I normally would do, and I'm going to go blue on this side because I absolutely love this mica powder. This is one of my favorites. So, and then I'm just going to put it on my finger and then lightly make sure that I'm only hitting the tops of this. I don't want to get, I just want to get the design if possible. So I'm going to take my time on this because I don't want all that beautiful blend not to show. And that blue looks amazing with these colors. Look how beautiful that looks. I'm so glad I chose that color. Okay. Let me wipe my hand. And I'm going to add some of these gemstones to this one. And these are like pink and green and a little bit of blues. I mean, they're just absolutely beautiful too. So I'm going to go straight down. And this vein is so nice and deep that it gives you like the perfect area to go right down it. And I'm not going to go all the way down. I'm just going to go and then see where it splits. That's where I'm going to stop. You see how beautiful that looks? So now I'm going to stop there, and then I'm going to start going down a little bit further. So I'm going to kind of give it spaces in between. And I'm not pushing anything down right now all the way because I want to make sure that I like the look of spacing everything out. So I'm going to check it out, make sure I like it. I do. And now I'll take my tool and press everything into place. These are all heat seal, so these will seal into the clay once it's baked. And I'm just going to add, should I stop there or add a couple more? I think I'm going to add just a couple over here. I always got to remind myself sometimes that less is better, because I want to get carried away sometimes. And that's what I got there. And I like that, so I'm going to stop. If you get mica powder on your piece that you don't want the mica powder on, just get a Q-tip and a very lightly go over it and it'll come off. Okay, so that's dry. Now I feel like this definitely needs something. We did all these beautiful little things on this, so now we got to do something over here. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do with this. Okay, so now each one of our pieces are done being designed. We're gonna put these in the oven at 250, or I'm sorry, we're gonna put these in the oven at 275 for a full half hour, and then we will come back and finish these up. All right, guys, so my pieces are out of the oven. They look fantastic. I am super pleased with them. And look how beautiful they look. So nice. I am very, very pleased with them, but I do also want to add a little bit more to them. And I'll start out with this one, because this is what I call my plain Jane. I just have the back done, and now I want to add stuff to here. So I'm going to add my resin, and I'm going to add some red orange glitter and some iridescent super sparkle glitter. So the first thing I'm going to do is just add some resin onto my piece. And I'm going to spread it around. I'm going to make sure I get all my edges. So pull that resin all the way to your edge. And you can see how beautiful this pink looks when the resin is on. You can really see the sparkle in it. I'm going to add just a tiny bit more. Now, because I am putting this on thicker, I am going to get bubbles in this. So we are going to have to put a lighter up against it to make sure that we get those bubbles out. So get your lighter and then just go over it, and all those bubbles should pop out. Okay. So now I'm going to get my glitter. And I'm just going to stick my brush right into that. And then I am going to just do little areas. Just kind of dab it there. So add as much or as little as you would like. I really want to kind of just get this whole little yellow patch kind of covered up. And then you could kind of pull it into directions that you want it in. Gonna open up my next one. And then I will add that to my pink area. And this has a beautiful sparkle. This really is a beautiful glitter. I'm gonna kind of go up a little bit. And I want to kind of go in an area where kind of like I mix the white and red together, so it kind of blends it together like we did with the clay. Kind of just add a little bit here and a little bit there to kind of just give it that little extra. And you can see how beautiful that's gonna look. So now I'm gonna put this underneath my UV light quick. Let's do our blue. So now we're gonna add blue and then the super sparkle. And I'm just gonna add a tiny bit of the blue. I don't need a lot. And I'm just gonna go on the edges. So the white will be in the middle, and then my blue will just be on the edge of each one of my points on my leaf. And I am going to do my lighter one more time over this because this one's real thick. Oh, this is so beautiful. Very, very happy with this. I'll put that under my light. And then lastly, we have this one. And I once again am going to add my resin. I'm not going to do this overly thick. I'm going to use a paintbrush for this one. And I'm just going to paint this over because I don't want this one too thick. I want this one to be more thin so you can really see the veins on this one. Because the thicker your resin gets, the less you can see the veins. And this one, I really want the details of the veins to come out. So I'm just kind of showing you different ways that you could do this stuff. And then I'm going to go with my glitter, and I am just going to go right on the edges of this one. So look how beautiful that is. So now I'll put this one under, and you can see because it's thin, I don't have to do lighter. There's no bubbles. And you can see how gorgeous that one looks. So now we're going to put my liquid Sculpey, or no, I'm sorry, now we're going to put our gloss glaze on here. And we are going to do our edges in gold. Actually, you know what? Let's do silver on, no, let's do gold. We're going to do this, it's called Greedy Gold. So I am just going to go right over my edge. And it wipes right off the resin, so you don't have to worry about it. I'm just going to take my towel and just kind of go over the resin part. Make sure that that paint is not on my resin. And lastly, we have this one, and this is my favorite. This is so beautiful. The detail on this vein is absolutely gorgeous. I am absolutely gonna have to pull more of this weed and make more pendants with that, because I cannot believe the veins. So you can see on the pink here, you can really see. Now the yellow I kind of covered up with the red glitter because you couldn't see the veins on the yellow as much. But look at the difference in the veins there. This one is just absolutely gorgeous. And this honestly is a weed right out of my grass. And this is a mint leaf, and everybody always says the mint leaves are perfect. But I gotta tell you, this right here is so much nicer than this one. I think the vein work on this one is stunning. So I once again am going to finish this one off with some glaze to protect my mica powder. Okay, so this one is basically ready to go. So the next step is we want to hang these. This I think would be great to hang up. You could use this as like a fan puller or a car detail. Like, what do you call those things that you hang in your car, on your mirrors? Put a little hole. This drill is fantastic. I love this drill. It makes it so much easier. So just put a hole right in the stem area. Get your jump ring. Oops. Open your jump ring up. Place it on. And I think I'm going to use this on my my fan. So I'm going to put a chain on this to connect onto my fan. So I just have a little bit of chain, and I'm just going to cut a little section off. I don't have to really measure it too much because the pulley thing is, the pulley on the fan is already long, so I don't need it too long. So add that. Close it up and make sure it's closed all the way. If you're having trouble, just kind of go back and forth with it, and it seems to fall right into place if you didn't try that yet. And then I'm just going to put one more jump ring on, and then I could just connect it. And there is one of our leaves. This is going to be a pendant. I love this. I think it is beautiful. Unfortunately, you can't see too much of the veins because I did do this resin a little bit thicker. So that's a real shame. I'm almost disappointed that you can't see it. I should have I should have maybe put like a darker paint over it first to pop those veins out. So I'll have to try that next time. And I am just going to drill my hole. And look how beautiful. That is so gorgeous. It looks like a piece of glass. I am super thrilled with that. And then lastly, we have this one. This one's still a little wet, so I'm going to let this dry a little bit. All right, so this piece is finally dried. And my next step is going to be to drill a hole at the top, like we did the other ones. I have this chain, and I think this is going to look so beautiful with this. So that's the chain that I am going to be using. I want to find where my middle is on this chain. And I am going to put my jump ring right through the middle. So let me put this on first. Oops. So add your jump ring. So I'm going to right there. Okay. So now I know where my middle is. I'll get my jump ring, and I will put my chain right through that. Maybe I will put my chain through that. There we go. And the reason I'm doing that is so it doesn't slide back and forth. It stays in one place. I want to turn, put that in the middle. Yeah, beautiful. That's going to be really cool. I like that. Okay, so now the last thing we need to do is add 2 small jump rings and then our lobster claw clasp. I am actually going to add 2 onto this one. So this way, when you're trying to add or close it, you're not hitting that little ball, because that I can see being in the way. And there is my necklace. I love this. This is so beautiful. That's my favorite one out of all of them. And then this blue one. So now you can see we have 3 different styles using the same type of leaves. And you can see how they're different. So we did a beautiful blend of colors and we changed them up. And then here we did silk screen. We did a stamp imprint. And then we did a stencil with gold leaf. And then obviously we did our glitters and then our different types of stones. And I think they are absolutely beautiful. I really hope you guys enjoyed creating these pieces with me. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and let me know which leaf is your favorite. Bye.